Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today we are building in the world of San Sequoia, and I am so excited to be building here again because it has been a hot minute. I am super excited about this build because I have not built a family home in a very long time, and as you've probably seen from the title, today we are building two family homes on the one lot. Now, as you all are probably very aware, we recently got the new for rent expansion pack, and with that people have been doing this 2 homes 1 lot kind of trend. Some people have even done like 3 homes on 1 lot, which is insane. And yeah, I was like, I need to do something like this. I have not, taken part, so I am finally around to doing it. And when I tell you this build took me so long, it took me so long. Now for these 2 houses, I actually wanted to do something that I thought would be cool, which was make them both very different vibes. So the one I'm working on right now ends up being a very sleek, modern, dark toned vibe, and the other one ends up being like a suburban traditional home. And I really like this. I follow this to the interior as well, so the inside of the modern one is of course modern, and then the inside of the suburban one is very traditional. Now, I talk about this all the time, but modern is not my strong point, so I think in terms of like interior, I prefer the interior of the traditional one, but that is probably just because it's like my personal favorite. Like, I think if you like modern, you'll like the other house a little bit more. But as you can see, we started off with these 2 color schemes. Now I do end up keeping that color scheme for the modern house, which is the one on the right, just to make it a bit clearer. But the one on the left, that one ends up changing. So I started with this kind of light color scheme, which I quite liked. But okay, there's a funny story. So I actually started filming this video, I started doing this build ages ago. Like, what was my last build? My last build was like the little Valentine's one. I'd done it way before that. I think I even did it before the one before that, but I ended up not scrapping it because, as you can see, it's like here. But I ended up being like, nah, I don't really like it, and then I just didn't want to continue with it because I wasn't happy with it. But then this week I was looking and I was like, is there any builds that like I've done that I could maybe finish? And I seen this one and I was like, do you know what, it's not even bad. I was so harsh on it for no reason. And one of the things I did when I came back to it was I changed the color scheme. So the footage you're seeing right now, this is all the like original footage, but once I changed the color of the house, that's when I like came back with a new perspective, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this build look better. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else does that, but sometimes I think it's important to take a step away from your build and come back with a clear head and look at it, because you see it from a different perspective. And that is what I did. So yeah, and it worked really well because now I am in love with this build, and I'm so glad that I did not just get rid of it and give up on it, because yeah, I really like it. But anyway, there is something I want to point out. Right now, as you're watching the footage, I'm filming on my PC, but later on in the video, it's probably not even a big, like, you probably won't even notice, but later on in the video when I'm doing the interiors, I actually filmed them on my boyfriend's PC. So yeah, if you notice any change in shaders or anything, we have the exact same shaders, but because of his graphics card, it looks a little bit different on his. It looks better on his than mine. So yeah, hopefully it's not too annoying, but I just want to point it out. This probably is also a really good time to address I, not too long ago, had mentioned the fact that I would be getting a new PC, and I was super excited about it. Like, it was on its way, and I was saying how, like, it's going to be good because the graphics are going to be different, because at the moment my graphics card is very outdated, so I was very excited to be getting a new one. Now I did end up ordering the PC and it was on its way. This was a while ago. It must have been like 1 or 2 months ago. And when I ordered this, now I'm not going to mention anywhere about like where it was from or anything like that, but I ordered it and it came, everything seemed fine. Set it all up, it was ready to go, and I ended up playing a few games on it. So I tried The Sims, I tried Valorant, everything ran amazingly, everything was so smooth, the fan was so quiet. If you were to hear my PC right now, the fan sounds like it is struggling. It sounds like the PC is about to take off. And yeah, this one was insanely smooth, which I was super excited about. Now, unfortunately, there was a problem where the PC kept blue screening, like continuously. This was before I'd even done anything. Like, I even reset the PC. I completely reset it, took everything off. It still continued to just blue screen, and it was really sad. I was so upset. But yeah, PC shouldn't be blue screening that new, so I ended up having to send it back, and I have not bought a new one. I think that just like completely put me off. It was such like a big purchase, and the fact that it just wasn't what I wanted. I mean, it was what I wanted, but the fact that it was broken was so sad, and I was so gutted. So that is the reason that you've probably noticed my graphics have not changed. I actually completely forgot to like ever mention it, but yeah, hopefully sometime soon I will be getting a new one. But yeah, I'm just trying to save up at the moment and see if there's any good ones. After that experience, I think I just want to take my time and like pick the perfect one. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention it in case you guys thought she's a liar. Like, she said she was getting a better PC. It looks the exact same. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Now, in terms of like family dynamics and stuff, I thought that the house on the left, the like suburban one, I was thinking very big family, and when we get to the inside you will see that, but there's a lot of room in that house. I actually didn't realize how big the house was until I went to the inside and started decorating it. There is room for 7 Sims. This includes an infant / toddler, baby, 2 parents, 2 kids, and also a teenager as well. A big family overall, like just a big traditional family, which is exactly what I was going for. Because as I was saying, I have not done just a normal family home in so long, and so I was like, I really want this to be like your proper traditional family home, suburban home. And the interior is huge, so I could really utilize the space. There's really big bedrooms. I ended up having lots of room, enough room to have the double kid room that I love to do. Every time I do kids' bedrooms, I always make them share rooms, and it's so sad, and I always say how like bad I feel, but at the same time it's always the cutest rooms in the house. So do I regret it? No, not really. Now, talking a little bit about the other house, a little bit different. It is actually much smaller in terms of family size, so it ends up only being 2 bedroom. And this is enough room for a child sim and a parent's room. So that could be 2 parents, that could be 1 parent, but the family is significantly smaller. I do think though that the modern house has a lot of family that visits and likes to come over, but doesn't necessarily live in the house. Maybe more of not a bigger family, but I think they have a lot of family that just don't live with them and that they see often, but they're not in the household, they're not as close as that. So I thought that was nice, and also I just love the contrast between the two, because then we have this super big house and then we have this small house. Now, you probably realized that I have kids in both of the houses, so I was thinking of a little storyline where the kids from the suburban house are friends with the kid from the modern house. Now, the modern house, the kid room is decorated for a little girl, and then in the other house, the kid room is decorated for like 2 boys. So I thought that was really cute, like a little dynamic. I mean, if you think about like any movie franchise, there's always 2 boys and a girl. So I don't know, I mean, that could be a cool storyline, maybe. I mean, who's to say what they get up to? They could go on all kinds of adventures, like, you know, maybe there's a little story brewing there. I don't know, but I thought that was fun. I thought it would be cool that they'd all play together. And yeah, there's also a teenager, as I was saying, in the Suburban house, but I don't think she's friends with anyone around here. I think, you know, she's got her own high school friends. She's very into high school. She's into her social bunny, you know, she doesn't care about she doesn't care about the neighbours or anything like that. I do think though that these families are quite close, obviously with their kids playing together. I think that the parents are probably quite close. They probably visit each other a lot. Now, bear in mind, you guys could go the whole other direction. So like, if you're thinking, I want to have them hate each other, go for it. Go for it. I think that would be a cool storyline as well. I just like the idea that everyone gets along, but that doesn't mean it has to be the storyline. So honestly, do what you think. Now, I do want to take this moment just to talk about something kind of exciting, and that is the fact that I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel. Now, I have been thinking for ages, what is something that like could be a good series? Because I love doing my normal speed builds, but sometimes I'm like, I think it would just be cool to have something that I could go back to. And so I came up with the idea. It's not an original idea by any means, but I want to start going through all of the Sims 4 townies' homes and pretty much redesigning their home to be better and nicer. If you guys, you know, have base game and you know about a lot of the builds in, for example, Willow Creek, like the Goth's household, you'll know that some of the architectural designs are not quite there. And that's no hate to the Sims at all. I love the whole vibe of the townies' homes, and that is why with this series I'm going to be doing, I am not going to be changing the houses completely. I want to keep the same idea, the same vibe, the same color schemes. I just want to like pretty much freshen them up and have them look nicer. Like have them look like a better version, if that makes sense. Like a better, I don't even know how to say it. Like I just want them to look like a nicer version of what they should be, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did recently do a poll on my community tab on YouTube, and I knew exactly what the vote was going to be before I even put it out. But yeah, I pretty much asked you guys for the new build series, would you guys want to see me do the Goth residence, the Pancakes residence, or the Landgrab residence first? And you guys of course voted the Goth residence, which I 100% expected, because Bella Goth, she's an icon. She is the moment. So I will be starting off with the Goth residence, and then yeah, just making my way through different ones. Now I will be honest, I was kind of glad with the results, because I really am dreading doing the Landgrab homes. I think that's gonna be so difficult. Also, modern, not my thing, and I think the Landgrabs would have very modern homes. So yeah, that will be, you know, we'll tackle that when we come to it. But yeah, I think starting with the Goths is going to be really exciting, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Now, talking a little bit about the actual build at hand, we have moved on to the interior and have not done too much, but as you can see, we've started off with the kitchen and dining. I always feel like the kitchen is like one of the safest, easiest places to start. It always sets up the build. I don't know, you guys need to let me know, what room in the build do you start off with first? I'm gonna be honest, I have never in my life started off with a bedroom, ever. I feel like that's just I don't know, I feel like that's like uncharted territory. Like, there's no way you can start off with a bedroom. Like, how do you set the tone? Let me know if you ever do. But yeah, we're starting off with the kitchen. Now, I was a little bit worried that it was looking a little bit too modern, considering this is the suburban side and not the modern side. And so, instead of it being super modern and super neat and minimal, I decided to add lots of clutter to it. So this included the little child's drawings, which I love adding to the fridge. I also added the little post-it notes, which are from the Parenthood pack. If you ever want to find these, by the way, I think you need to have debug and live edit objects on, which is just bb.move objects and bb.show live edit objects. But then if you just look up on the little search bar, nothing to see here, that's what it's called, it will come up with all of the little post-it notes. I love using these in my family homes, but I think it makes them feel so much more cozy and realistic, and it's just like extra detail that I love to add. I also added extra clutter to the kitchen, so this included board games, and I added a laptop, which I was thinking probably belongs to the teenager in the household and she probably uses it before school. And yeah, I like to just imagine that this family sits in the kitchen every morning, and it's probably very hectic having so many kids. I mean, there's 5 of them, and 4 of them, 3 of them are attending school, and then 2 of them are in the household all the time. So yeah, this family, they have their work cut out, but it's a very nice family dynamic. And again, like, I just haven't played around with family dynamics in so long, so I really wanted to have that, and I think it does translate well throughout the whole house. Now the next room I end up doing is the living room. And I think the living room is a little bit more traditional looking than the kitchen. As I said, the kitchen has some modern elements, whereas the living room is very traditional, and much more like my usual builds that I do, much more like my usual living rooms. I have like the traditional fireplace. It's pretty cramped and cluttered, which is how I enjoy to do them. I don't know, I think they look nice. I think they look warmer and cozier. This is my problem with modern, is I hate having space. So these builds are where I thrive because I don't need to put space. I can have every single corner cluttered up. But yeah, I couldn't do that, of course, for the modern build, so you will see that when I move on to it. But yeah, that was definitely testing my abilities, but I think it still ends up looking nice, and I think it does work, and I think it has enough modern elements that I can call it modern. But something to mention, so this build is on the gallery, however I have not uploaded it as like 2 complexes or anything like that, because I keep hearing that there's like problems when uploading them to the gallery, and I did have that myself, like it wasn't really making any sense to me. So yeah, I had heard a few people say that they just upload them as normal residentials, and then it's actually easier for you guys to just download it and make it into rentals yourself. I don't know if there's just a problem uploading to the gallery where it doesn't like register the whole complex or something like that. But yeah, if you are planning on doing that and using it as as I was thinking, then I would suggest doing each of the houses as like their own space, and then you would probably need to have the gardens as a community space. I don't know if you can have individual gardens like belong to individual families because they're outdoors, and I think you have to like select rooms, but if you can select gardens, that would be cool. If you can do that, then I would probably suggest you make the little crops area in the middle of the build the community space. I didn't actually mention that, but yeah, I added that because I wanted there to be activities throughout this build, so there ends up being an easel, there's a place for them to plant stuff, And then obviously there's stuff like within the houses. I didn't add like a chest table or anything, but they both do have a little greenhouse outside, and that has the flower arranging table in it. So if you want your Sims to do that as well, then that could be pretty fun. But yeah, we're doing the living room right now. Now, as you can see, this is what I was talking about. It's very cluttered and it's a very me living room. Like, it's very, very me. But I thought I may as well go all out because I'm gonna have to do a modern one soon. And so I was like, I may as well use my comfort living room right now before I have to do something that I don't know how to do. So yeah, it's very, very cozy. It's quite a small room, but I think I utilize the space pretty good. There ends up being a piano in here, which there is already a piano in the hallway, but I was thinking the piano that ends up being in this room is the dad's, and the dad is maybe like a teacher, like a music teacher, and so he uses the one in this room. And then there's like an electric keyboard in the hallway, which I was thinking one of the boys, it belonged to one of the boys, and I was thinking that they want to be like their dad, like just one of them. I think the other one isn't too interested. I think the other kid is more interested in sports, but yeah, one of them is very invested in music, and so he has his own little electric one in the hallway because his dad is probably like, don't use mine. He can probably use it now and again, but I think the one in the hallway belongs to him. So yeah, I thought that was sweet. I actually didn't think too much about what the mum does. I have no idea what kind of job I was going for with her. I only really thought about the dad's storyline and then like the kids. I don't know, I always tend to think more about the kids' storyline than the parents, just because I find it more interesting. Now there does end up being a bedroom downstairs, and that is the parents' bedroom. So I always tend to do that. If there's a bedroom on the bottom floor, I'll always make it the parents' bedroom. I just think it makes the most sense to have the parents' bedroom on the bottom floor if there's going to be a bedroom on the bottom floor. Now their bedroom is actually really cute. A lot of the time when I do master bedrooms, I get kind of like bored or unmotivated to do them because I always make them look the exact same, whereas with kids rooms I love doing them. I could do like 20 kids rooms in a row and not get bored. But I like the parents' bedroom because I added a crib, because as I was saying, they have a baby in their house, so they have a newborn, and so I thought it would be nice to have like a little crib in the parents' bedroom for you know, so that I'm not using up space for like a whole bedroom for a baby. So yeah, there's a little crib in here, it's so cute. And then I went with like pink accents all around to kind of you know, for the baby, because I decorated the room to be for the parents, but then of course I wanted there to be elements for the child as well. So yeah, I think it looks really sweet. So this is the bedroom right now. Now I think I do end up adding an extra light because it is quite dark in here. I mean, looking at the footage, it seems to be pretty dark. I don't know if that's right. Now I just want to take this moment to mention that I recently became part of the YouTube Partner Program, which is insane. Thank you all so much. I am so grateful for everyone that has given me any support in the last year that I've been on YouTube, and yeah, just thank you all so much. Now with that, I ended up being able to have channel memberships, and these are really fun. Now this is just something that you can do if you want to. I do not expect it, and don't worry if that's something that you don't want to do. Now it pretty much is just things like member only polls. You'll be able to connect on social media for certain tiers. There's different photos and status updates, different from the ones that I normally upload on my community post. You'll also get member shout outs. You can get help with your own builds as well. Yeah, there's lots of things like that. So if any of those sound interesting, then that's kind of the stuff I'm going to have on there. But again, please don't worry about not being able to have them or not wanting to have them. But I'm still going to be uploading on my community tab the same as usual, so nothing like that is going to change. I love doing the posts on my community tab because I love hearing your opinions. As I was saying before, I did a poll for the new Townie series that I'm going to be doing, and I loved hearing the majority Bella Goth, like, well, the Goth residents. I just knew that was going to be the outcome, but see, just hearing it, it was so nice. It was a good confirmation. So yeah, nothing like that is going to be changing. This is just a completely separate thing that you can do if you like. Now we're moving on to the laundry room. I don't think I even mentioned that this house has a laundry room. There's 4 bedrooms, a laundry room, and 3 bathrooms. It ends up being 2 bathrooms downstairs, 1 bathroom upstairs, but I don't show me filming them because they're a little bit boring. I never show me filming bathrooms. I feel like they're so repetitive and I don't really do anything special to them. But there will be screenshots at the end of the video, so if you want to see them then you can. But yeah, this laundry room is quite big. I didn't realize how large it was until I was furnishing it, and I was like, oh, it's quite large. Now I did end up adding like the washing things, the washing lines to the outside as well, just so you can fully use laundry day if you have it. If you do not have laundry day, please feel free to turn this into whatever you like. There's 7 Sims in this house, so if you wanted to make it another bedroom, that could be really nice. It's quite a weird shape, but I think it could work. Or you can make it like a games room, you could make it a gym, something like that. That could be nice as well. And I also added a washing line to the neighbour's house as well. So yeah, I was trying to make it sort of realistic, which sounds weird, but I was thinking they're on the same lot, which means they would have like the same landowner. So I was thinking they would probably have similar things because like they're right next to each other, because I mean normally houses that are beside each other they look alike, but these houses don't look alike, so I thought I would at least give them similar elements. Now we're moving on to the teenagers room, and this is one of my favorite rooms just in this whole build. It's so sweet. Now I went for this like pastel pink and blue color scheme and it's so cute in here. That wallpaper with the tigers on it is from Decor to the Max, and then the other wallpaper is from Parenthood, and they go so well together. I think they look so nice. And then yeah, I added this rug which is from high school years, and yeah, it was a weird shaped room. It's very long. In fact, I think this is the same shape as the laundry room, because this room is directly above it. I think they're the same size. This one might be slightly bigger, but I'm not 100% sure. Now in this bedroom I decided to add a desk. I feel like this sim does really care about like her school and stuff, and she likes to prepare for exams and things. I feel like she kind of worries about exams a lot, and so yeah, I put a desk in her room, and I would like to imagine she studies here. As I was saying earlier, I think that she would sit in the kitchen with her laptop and like before breakfast, and I can imagine the mum being like, right, come on, like eat your breakfast, and she's just sitting on her laptop. But yeah, I was thinking possibly because you can do this thing with high school years where if your Sims use a laptop, your teen Sims, they can actually like revise and study for their tests, and I'm sure it does actually help them on the test. I think it does anyway. Whenever I've played around with it, I've always got them to revise before tests, and anytime they haven't, they've not done very well. So yeah, I think that's something you could definitely add gameplay wise, that she is very invested in her studies. And yeah, I think that she, as I was saying earlier, she's not too invested in like the neighbors. She doesn't care about them too much. Like it's her little brothers that hang around with their child. So yeah, she's just like, she's probably quite glad that they're just out of the house, because their bedroom is right across the hall. So I imagine they're probably quite loud. I mean, two boys, like yeah, most likely. Now her room is very simple. There's just like her desk, there's a little seat in the corner, And yeah, it's just very sweet, but I really like it. Age-wise, I don't know. I think that she's probably just recently started high school, so probably like a young teen. I don't think she's too old. I don't think she's like 18 or anything. Sometimes when I decorate these rooms, I like to have them be a little bit older, but I think she's a bit younger. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that works well with the ages we have in the house. Now we're finally moving on to the boys' room that I keep talking about, and their room is so cute. I love it so much. Now this is a very big room, so I think it was probably the best idea to make it so that they share a room, because this would be huge if it was for one person. I did consider making it like a grandparent's bedroom, and then you could potentially have a generations home if I move some stuff around, but I don't know, I just really like the idea of it being 2 parents and a bunch of kids. I thought that worked really well, and so that's what I went with. But yes, so as you can see, the color scheme we went for is this like orange and blue theme, or like yellow and blue, and it's very sweet. So I normally, when I do rooms like this, I normally make one side of the room one colour and then one side a different colour, but I decided to just kind of merge it for this one. So we've got the yellow on one side, but we've still got some blue in there, and then the other side is like blue as well, but with some lighter toned wood, and I think that works really nicely. Now I also did give them both a TV in here, and upon reflection I realized I did not give the teenager a TV. Okay, but she does have a computer, and you know, she's got a whole desk to herself. I think it's okay. I didn't really have room for a TV, although I could have added it to the top of her desk. If you want to add a TV, please do. I feel bad now that she doesn't have one, but yeah, I think the kids will probably be in their room more often to play with all of their toys and stuff. I like to think the teenager goes out with her friends a lot and like does very teenager things, very stereotypical teenager. But yeah, this room was actually pretty easy to decorate. I just had to figure out where I wanted to put everything, but it was pretty simple. Now I think for these boys, I don't think they're twins. I think they're pretty close in age, but I think the one with this side of the room, the like blue side, I think he's slightly younger. Just slightly though. I think they're very, very close in age. The ages I was looking at was like 7 and 9, or like 7 and 8. I think they're quite young. So yeah, I think the one on the like fully blue side is maybe 7. I put like this little, I can't remember what we got it with. I think it was Grown Together. There was this little like tooth certificate thing that we ended up getting, and it like shows that they know how to brush their teeth. I ended up sticking that above his TV, and then also putting the little tooth posters on the wall as well, like the Tooth Fairy ones. So yeah, I thought that was super sweet, but I think he is slightly younger. And yeah, their room, I think they share most of the stuff in their room, but they do also clearly have like their sides. But yeah, you can assign beds in The Sims, so you know, you can make sure that they sleep in the right beds and things like that, which is nice. That's been in the game since always, I think, which is pretty good. And it works really well. Yeah, this is the little poster I was talking about. It's just so sweet. And then this little decal, which is from the Werewolves pack. But yeah, that is pretty much their room, I'm sure. I didn't add too much. I did add a little bit of clutter on the floor because I feel like they're probably quite messy, but yeah. I then move on to the toddler's room, and this is the last bedroom, the last room actually that I show me doing in this house. Now it's pretty basic. There ends up being a crib in the corner, and then there's also like a little chair, there's a changing table, and then a little bookshelf as well. I also added the little tummy time mat because if you do want an infant, then you'll probably want a tummy time mat. If you want a toddler though, you can just take that out, or you can keep it for when your newborn when your baby down the stairs turns into an infant. You could use it for that. But yeah, this room is tiny, but it is only for a toddler, so I think it's okay. I went for a little green color scheme. It's very neutral, so yeah, you could have any one in here that you like. I didn't really think about the infant slash toddler too much. I don't know. There's not much to think about because they don't really have much personality that you can edit, so yeah. I didn't think too much about them, but that is their little room. And then I remembered that we got these really cute, I mean, we've always had them in the game, but we have these little cute backpacks in the game that The Sims 4 have swatched, and now we have new swatches, and I made sure to add them to the kids' bedroom as well. But yeah, I think we're going to move on to the modern build pretty soon, and we'll get into that dynamic because I haven't spoken about it too much, but it is a much smaller family. Like much smaller, but I really like it. I think it really works. It's quite sweet. You have also probably noticed that this is a much longer video than usual. I tried to cut this down as much as possible, but it was just such a long video because I was decorating 2 houses. If it was just the one house, it would be done. But the fact I was doing 2 was just, yeah, it just took a long time, but I really, really love it. I think it was worth it. It really refreshed me because it brought me back into that family home phase that I sort of had left. I don't know, I was like, I'd went out of that phase for a while. I was doing some different stuff and I was having fun playing around with apartments and things. I think I definitely still want to do lots of apartments. That has not changed. There's still so many things I want to do in like different worlds, but yeah. Now we have finally moved on to the modern home. So we're starting off with the kitchen again. As I said, I just feel like kitchens are so easy to start off with because they set the tone of the whole house. So we have the kitchen and dining. It's quite a big kitchen space, also quite a big dining space. Now there is like 6 seats at this dining table and there's only 3 Sims in the house, but as I was saying, I think that this family gets a lot of people coming over and visiting, so yeah, I think that it works nicely. I like to think maybe the grandparents come over and things like that, and so yeah, it kind of works, you know, there's enough room for everyone. But the kitchen was not too difficult, but what I did struggle with was the clutter, because when I do kitchens I clutter them so much. I like every single cabinet to be full. I like it to feel very homey and very cozy, and I like to, as I did earlier, I like to put like post-it notes on the fridge and stuff. But obviously with it being so modern, I couldn't do that because everything needs to look very neat and very nice and tidy, and yeah, I really did struggle with this, but I think I did an okay job. Now, as you can see, I did still put like things on the countertops. I didn't want them to be completely plain, but the way I did it I think works nicely, so they're kind of in a line, they're in order, whereas with the other ones I like to have things absolutely everywhere. So yeah, I think this works really nicely. I went for like white accents around the kitchen because the counters are obviously so dark. I also did put a lot of plants in this house, probably synthetic plants. I mean, not that it matters to the Sims, but they are probably synthetic. I feel like that makes the most sense. And did I add anything else in here? I think I added a rug, which I know is weird to have a rug in a kitchen, but I think it helps to separate the island from like the oven space. I don't know, you can let me know, but I always do that. I know it doesn't make much sense, but I always do. Now they also end up having a laundry room as well, which is that little room at the back there, which is where the archway leads to. That ends up being their laundry room, but also their access to their back garden, so the little back door is there as well. And then I made this very, very open plan, so there's no separation between the kitchen in the living room apart from the staircase in the middle. I feel like that is a modern thing, that they have very open plan concepts. So yeah, the living room is very open plan and it's very nice. I kept with the same color scheme, which was like black, grey and white. And I really like it. I really like how it looked. I used a lot of the Modern Luxe kit and also the what is that other one called? Desert Luxe kit, because surprisingly it has a lot of modern things in it, like the grill, the couches, the tables, like they're all very, very modern. So yeah, we're moving on to the living room right now. Now, I had a really nice space to work with. This living room ends up being such a gorgeous shape. There's also room in here for a desk, so I was thinking that they have a little office for the mum or dad to work at. As I was saying, I don't know if there would be 2 parents in this household or if you just want to have one. I had imagined it with one, with one, but you could add 2 if you wanted to. I was thinking mum and daughter initially, but then I don't know, the more I looked into the household, I was like, it would be cool to have another parent as well. So yeah, honestly do with that what you think. I'm not 100% sure what I think would work best. But yeah, the 2 bedrooms are upstairs, so the kids' bedroom and the parents' bedroom, and I did struggle decorating both of those bedrooms, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to kids, I love their rooms to be very cluttered, and that sort of was not going to be the case because of the style of this home. So I ended up kind of mixing it around. I wanted it to feel like a kid's home, like a kid's room, but also have that modern element. So the way it's designed is as if like the mum in the house is very like into her modern furniture, and so she buys lots of modern furniture for her child, but then like the daughter, she doesn't really care about that because she just wants to have like toys in her room, and she just wants to have a messy room, and she wants to have posters on the wall, whereas her mum's like, no, I don't want that. But I feel like the mum does let her have some free range with her own bedrooms. So yeah, you will see that up the stairs very soon. But here's me trying to put all of the curtains up to the right height because they were sitting so awkwardly like below where they were supposed to be. Because these are the windows from the Greenhouse Haven kit, so they're kind of awkward. They're very, very tall. They go from floor to ceiling, so they're a little bit awkward. But yeah, this is the living room, how it's looking right now, and I love how it turns out. As you can see, I've used the TV unit and the sofas from the Desert Luxe kit, and I think the table is maybe from Moschino. I might be wrong, but it looks like the Moschino one, and I think it is. Now, I also ended up putting a piano in here, a very, very grand piano, and I struggled with what swatch I wanted for a very long time, but I ended up just going for this one because it was simple, it was basic, and yeah, I think I just needed something in that space, and it made sense to have a little piano, or a big piano, not a little piano. This piano is... Now we're starting off with the little office area, and this is just part of the living room, but there was this little nook, and I thought it worked really nice to have a little desk and a computer here. So I think this works really nicely. Again, with the cluttering, I really wanted to clutter it up, but I knew that wasn't probably the best idea with it being a modern build. So I just put a few little things on it, like a book, this little taxi thing that I always use it. We got it with for rent, and I always use it. It's so random, like it's just a little car. But yeah, okay, actually something I wanted to mention. So you know that little object I just used, and it's got like the little pot with the pencils coming out. So I was looking for that object for so long in the set. You know how when you click on all the little like pictures, it gives you a bunch of different items? So I clicked on the picture that was a pot with pencils in it, that exact item, and I could not find it for the life of me. And then I ended up finding it in the like little baby mobile section. instead of that section. Like, why is that the cover photo if it's not in there? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because I was looking for this item for so long, and when I found it in there, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. And then I felt dumb because I was like, I've been looking in there for so long, and yeah, it wasn't even in there. So has anyone else done that, or like, do you know why it's in there and it's not in the original place? Because it really stressed me out. But yeah. Anyway, we have moved on to the bedroom, and I did also just furnish the laundry room as well, which was very basic. It's a little bit smaller than the one in the other house, but still very cute. But yeah, here is the bedroom. So this bedroom I struggled with color scheme wise. I didn't really struggle with the furniture because, as you can see, it's pretty much all just the Modern Luxe kit, but color scheme wise I did struggle quite a little bit. I didn't know what to go for. I thought grey was a bit boring, but then I liked the way grey looked the most, so yeah, that's what we have. Now, as you can see, for the kids' bedroom, I had already placed furniture, so I pretty much brought all of the furniture out that I wanted, but I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted it to be laid out, so this is me kind of trying to work out the plan for how to lay it out, but I think it ends up working quite nicely. But you'll see the elements of like the child wanting to sort of decorate it a certain way, and where the mum's been like, okay, you can decorate it like this, but I want to have this and I want to have that. So there ends up being a little dresser in this room. I did put a TV on it. I thought that was nice to have a little TV in her room. She's also got this little makeup vanity. She is only a child, so I don't think she plays around with makeup too much. I think that it's just a little thing that she has in her room to feel like, oh, I've got this. But obviously with her being a child, she probably isn't really using it too much. I didn't put a toy box in her room, I don't think. It was a very awkward shaped room, and I was trying my hardest to not clutter it, because I know that's like the total opposite of this house. But yeah, her room still ends up being super sweet. But we are coming to the end of this video, so I do just want to say a massive thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to like the video, and if you aren't already, please make sure to subscribe. And I hope you guys are excited for the new series I have coming. I'm very excited about it, so let me know what you think of it and any opinions in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!